ask me something, I get in the door.
All right, Carl, I'll
Yeah.
ask a question.
Okay.
It's about will. Will.
Will Smith.
Will Smith. Now, Will Smith has so
The Prince of.
what is the what in your what do I call it? Your system, your teaching, your shirt. No.
More down.
Further down. Yes. Getting closer. No, what is the goal of will? Is will necessary? No. What is the role of will in your teaching, in your approach? That's
Well,
a safe word.
No,
And I'm quite serious about it. First of all, what is will? It's not. Classically, it's defined as a compound.
no, I think it's like Americans or English is like we call it Willie because it comes when he wants, but not if you want.
Okay, that's a good place to start.
Yeah, it's like he has his own life. So life is the lingam pops up when the lingam pops up. So God becoming aware when God becomes aware, but not because he wants to be aware. So
Is there anything that can be done?
No. If God could avoid to become aware, he would ever stay in absence. Always. Absence is bliss. Joy.
Well, you can't stay in
No,
absence.
he cannot just have the absence without the presence. But that is a problem of our seeker. God as a seeker has a preference of absence.
Is there anything the seeker can do?
No,
Right. So then where's the place for will?
I don't know.
I'm thinking of what Aurobindo, the concept of central will. Of giving the seeker something to do that is positive and helpful to release him or her from the robot nature of habit tendencies and negative emotions and
No, then I would go with Ramana. The only thing is the ownership dropping.
Yeah, right.
That's all. But not that there is something going on. The will, like the will of the next moment, wants you to be this and this. Like the future demands what comes next. So it's not anyone wanting it. It's just the will of this destiny or whatever comes next, which is already demanding that it happens, without you having any choice. There's no chooser in it.
But
No choice.
how do we become the chooser? Is that not possible?
That's an imagination. That's a dream. That
Well,
you
then
are a
what
doer.
happened to you?
Yeah, there's doing, and
You were pushed and pushed, and then something happened in the cave.
no, I don't push anything.
But something. Well, okay. Well, yeah. All
No,
right.
things happen by themselves. Even the cave experience happened by itself, not because I went there and expected it. It happens. It's like you are born without you wanting it. And everything what comes afterward is a result of something, or even the future demanding it. It's not anyone who has any control.
So the point of the teaching in this case is, if we become proficient at doing nothing, actually, who we are in essence will take care of the trip anyway.
It took care all the time.
Yeah, it's doing
It was already taking care all the time. It takes care now. It will take care.
But then it could take many, many lifetimes.
It will take infinite lifetimes. It will not stop.
But then isn't there something we can do to
You
accelerate
can
the
just
process?
no.
so
You
we
can
get
just
off the
be
wheels?
quiet. You can be quiet and be what you are, because there is no one born in it. Life will continue living itself infinitely, in infinite life.
So doesn't this is also you're kind of proposing a basis of trust, are you not? That sounds very suspiciously like bhakti.
No. I just surrender to yourself. No, I always say when there's jnani, there's bhakti. There's no, in nature there's no difference, because jnani drops identity. It's like by jnani your ownership drops, and with the ownership you surrender to existence, what you are. There's a natural surrendering in understanding, and not one or the other. Both comes together. In bhakti, you are total surrender to what you are. And in that what you are, there is no way out. You cannot stop living yourself. There is no way of stopping. The death experience means you have an experience of dying or dead, but you don't die in it. So that even the experience of death is no way out. It's not like the stop. Nothing will stop in it. It's like the last hope that you die in dying drops. That is Ramana's dropping of the idea that he can die. So then you're quiet, because what is there to do? You cannot escape anyway. Then there's peace. But without any event who brings you something. It doesn't need to be peaceful for you to be peace.
So actually the attempt to escape,
there's a hope that you die in dying. That keeps you on, because that makes you hopeful. That
you mean die to what? The hope to...
Yeah, that when the body goes, that you are free then.
Yeah.
But you will not be free.
Only the body goes.
The envelope goes, the letter continues. Then another envelope comes. Another envelope. Another experience. The next moment. The next moment. Never stops. Never started, never stops. Eternity in life, living itself in whatever you can say. And you are that. And by being that, there is peace. There was always peace, but you always give attention to some idea that something has to happen for that peace. So I tell you, whatever will happen to you will not change anything. Milkman not coming.
So there's nothing one can do about suffering.
No, the best thing is you can take a pill. If you have pain or something, you take a painkiller or something. If you have a psychological problem, you go to a therapist. You make a therapy. You make a karma cleaning or something. But for what you are, it makes no difference. So there are two different ways of you living yourself, relatively and absolutely. The absolute life is always fine. The relative life always tries to change something. Even that big masters now who claim to be nothing, they seem to be found a place where they'd be fine. So they're depending on being nothing to be fine. But you are, even by being something, you are as fine as being nothing. What you are is always fine. Because what you are is so fine, it cannot be defined.
But that's an attainment. It's not something that comes as the result of...
It's never a result of anything. It's just your nature.
That we were ignorant of true nature. That's the problem. If we were born with that knowledge, everything would be smooth. But it's not.
Yeah, but you fall in love with an envelope. Love is a problem.
But that's not my fault.
No, you cannot not fall in love with your beloved. You can only experience yourself as a lover and the beloved. So it's nothing for you to do. The love affair.
There's nothing wrong with loving the beloved.
No, you just take care about the beloved, but
you suffer.
Yeah, if it's fine, you're fine. If you're healthy, if something runs as you like it, you're fine. If it's not, you're not fine. You're suffering. But that is part of the passion of Christ. Christ had to go through all that before he was crucified, and then eternal life remained. But until then, even he wanted to avoid to be crucified. Even Christ. How are we to try to avoid? There's the same tendency of love trying to survive. This love affair, this relationship. And there's nothing right or wrong with it. This is just the way it is. So what to do with it? You have to be in spite of that love affair what you are. Not because the love affair is a nice one, or a good one, or unconditioned love or something. Because what you are, neither knows conditioned or unconditioned. It's never depending on unconditioned love to be what it is. So if you are depending on unconditioned love, you are still imprisoned by an idea. So to be in spite of, it's more than natural, it's your very nature. Being in spite of any circumstance, presence or absence, and whatever it may be, that you cannot reach by anything. As you never left it, that's a problem. How can you go back what you never left?
Carl, you know, this conviction that you have and that you are expressing, that we are, as we have always been, as the text
Will be,
also say.
and will be.
Will be.
And will be.
And will be. Okay.
Yeah.
This seems to me, you know, this is a conceptual truth, but to make it an experiential truth requires all of the kind of, it seems, from almost everyone, the kind of experience of suffering that releases us from, you know, just that truth is a concept that makes it truth, an experiential truth.
It's like that, in some books they say even Nisargata, Ramana, all of this, they had a death experience. They had a death experience. They watched the body die. Yeah, they had to watch the body die in whatever way and remain as they are. Because if it's not that experience, you always doubt your intellectual understanding. So in that sense, you're right. Maybe you need really that experience that you are in spite of that body. Absolutely. Because every night you are in spite of the body, but you are not aware of it.
Okay, but he was one man out of millions who was able.
Yeah, that's why I say Ramana. They say maybe one handful on any given time on this planet had that experience and established in that. Only a handful, and I would say maybe only, I don't know. I don't care how many. But it's not more than rare, that's for sure.
Yeah, right.
Otherwise, you are lived by this love affair of consciousness, and it takes you and you cannot escape. It's like they call it an accident, by accident, but not by what they have done before.
Their design, no.
Not by their design. It's by accident. And I sit here and tell you, don't wait for the accident. Just be now what you are, because the accident may or may not happen. You have to be, even in spite of the accident, what you are. But in some cases, there was this accident, and then they talk from that, whatever. And that is meant like, there's this, that's called Sadguru, where they're so established in that, there's no way back. They never landed anywhere. They're just that, what in any circumstance is what it is. And not in any special circumstance of awareness or nothingness or anything. Because normally everyone can only be then what he is in some special circumstance. When he is more aware and he is just untouched or detached from everything. But who needs to be detached from what? So there are rare cases who are attached and detached what they are. Presence and absence. Doesn't matter anymore. Then they sit there, what to do? They tried everything to do and nothing worked. Like Buddha, nothing worked. He failed in every sense. He failed. And he failed even to die in dying. That is a final failing. You fail in dying. You cannot die in dying. And so your last hope just poof, explodes.
But there's a difference between Buddha and someone else who goes through the same experience. The Buddha was...
The last thing is not different. It's always that there's the hope finally drops totally, that you can ever escape. No escape. No way out.
So the road of life ends in, I mean, the kind of the terminus ad quem is to see that there is no hope in that experience.
It's not a seeing. It's not a seeing. Not a seeing.
Experiencing.
It's an absolute experience of being in spite.
Of being in spite.
In spite.
Yeah.
Never because.
You know, sometimes I think, Carl, the only person that your system has freed is yourself. But that's enough.
Yeah, I don't
really
care
is
about
enough.
others,
really
because I cannot find anyone else. My problem is I cannot find anyone else, so why should I worry about others? But I will ask you, worry about yourself. Only yourself counts, no one else. Don't worry about Nisargata, Ramana, if someone else had it or not. The only thing what counts is what you are, but that what counts cannot be counted. Whatever you count, the counter is already accountant. Fuck the counter. Be that what counts. Even the counter. I like it.
Well, it's an Upanishad.
Yeah,
In
Ramana
the
said,
Upanishad. It's your own,
ceases.
it's Karl's Upanishad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. We could put it and it could come to a, yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's no, the logic is airtight, and there's no way, so it has to be experienced.
Yeah, and in a way you experience every night to be that what is inspired.
Yeah.
But you fall in love every morning again with this, what you call your life.
It's all happening, but I'm asleep. Even
Yeah,
when
yeah,
I'm awake, I'm asleep.
you cannot change it. Because falling in love is by accident again. You cannot not fall in love because trying not to, it's too late. Now not to be in love is too late.
Yeah.
Because you only want to drop the love because out of love. Because you think without loving my body I am free. So out of love for yourself you want to get rid of something else. But that's not love.
No. Well, there are many selves, that's the problem. There's not just one me. There are these different me's that pop up.
Yeah, it's a chicken shitten.
It's chicken. It's the kibble.
Chicken shitting.
Yeah.
Chicken shit. I know, it's like, and everyone wants to be the cock, but everyone is chicken. No cock around. Every chicken wants to be a cock. But chicken is chicken. Tandoori. Tandoori, fried chicken. That's why when corpses get buried, burned or something, then it's tandoori fried chicken.
Oh my God.
I cannot be serious about corpses. That's why in Varanasi they live with corpses, they burn, being confronted with that and think that helps, that you confront yourself permanent with dying, that you will be gone. And then maybe, but does it work? I don't know. Maybe in one out of whatever cases it may or may not. No one knows anything.
No one knows.
It may or may not. But even if that happens, nothing happens. That's the problem. That's why you went, Papaji. Nothing ever happened. That's the sense, because that what is silence, there is nothing ever happened. Nothing comes, nothing goes. That is nothing ever happens. Nothing is ever born, nothing will ever die, because life is eternal. And that what is born is not what you call life, it's just a reflection of something. It will be just transform.
See, the wheel keeps turning and turning, birth and death, birth and death, birth and death. There's no escape.
And no one is ever born, that's a problem. And no one will ever die. That's a result of no one is ever born. So what to do?
Well, we try to get out of it.
Yeah, because you believe, you're in love with some idea that this is life. This body, this food body, this energy, whatever, creating a body and form and transforming, you call life. It's not life. It's just whatever you call it. Temporary masquerade, carnival.
But it makes you happy, Carl. You seem to be,
There's a body.
You're a happy person, though. Very good. So there must be some secret you're not telling us. He's keeping the best to last.
There was never any happy person, I tell you.
You better keep her at home.
No, I'm only here. You should thank her. I'm only here because of her. She made sure I got the business visa. She made sure whatever. My laziness would, I don't know what.
Well, then we're to be grateful.
Yeah. If you donate something. I get it and she pays. She spends it.
On you.
On me. So it's a good circle of money. It's like it never gets lost. There's never money getting lost somewhere. Calling someone. Important. Landlords.
Carl, is there any use to organized religion, or I mean, to the
Yes,
paths that are
for fun.
maybe
For raising money.
than helpful? No?
It's for raising money.
For whom?
For the ashrams, for the temples get built, churches, all for themselves.
They actually increase our troubles and sorrows, right? By giving us more grounds.
Yeah, imagine they would say there is no hell. Who would donate in the church, huh? There's no hell.
Okay.
You don't have to come here. There's no devil. There's no afterlife. There's no karma. Whole India would what? Why, would go to the temple or to anywhere and pray to the gods or anything? No? If there would be no
way out.
Yeah. If there would be, if Ganesha is as helpless as you are and cannot give you the good place in the university for your son as you cannot. In America you can pay sometimes. But then you end up in prison, thanks God. I like that. No. Even now Trump is shaking because he maybe get to prison when he gets out of president.
Unless he manages to pardon himself.
Himself, yeah, but it never happened.
Yeah, I don't think so, yeah. I think it's unlikely.
And he will commit another crimes again. He is by nature a criminal, what can you do?
Yeah, he's a very sick man. He should come here, Carl. You should straighten him out.
He has his spiritual advisors. He is partly German, I know. Drum. No. Hopeless cases I don't work on.
We went from Willie to cock, now to asshole.
Trumpet, you can blow in it. Yeah, what is on this side? All okay? I have to, my neck otherwise gets to, I get.
Actually, by being impersonal, instead of becoming free, you are becoming guilty, because you always feel that you could not make it. So what to do in this case?
Sure. Poor me. Don't ask me what to do. Just go to a pub and drink or something. Have some alcohol at home, like a big battery of alcohol, and whenever you feel hopeless. I have no idea. That's a common technique. Or fuck around. Yeah, many have different techniques of filling up their hopeless emptiness, having sex, drinking, working a lot, making money, whatever. But if all that doesn't work, close your eyes and fall in love with what you are. If that doesn't help, then I cannot help you anyway. Because some they do it and it works, they fall in love with something absent inside, but then they always come back and then they preach about that is better than this one. So even that is a trap. Imagine. You fall in love with emptiness, you fall in love with the absence inside, with the no me. So the no me is better than the me. Oh! Sounds always good. There's a guy in San Francisco, his name is even Nomi. His spiritual name. Not Shiva, not Krishna or something. Nomi. Yeah, he came sometimes here even.
Yeah,
Mr. Nomi.
Yeah, Bhagavan Nomi or something.
Sounds good. It's like this lady who from England, Ramana Sadguru Devi or something.
You should take care of her, Carl.
Yeah, I think we have some big,
You have some work to do.
some hospital will be built. We call it ashram for leftover gurus. It's a high society of giving yourself a name like that. Huh? That's, at least you have some courage. Wow. All this. Ja, no. You cannot avoid any hopeless feeling or suffering or anything. It's all part of your design.
Is not being impersonal a personal preference?
You are with and without preferences. This first preference that absence is better, no me is better than me, you cannot get rid of. That's called love. Out of love you want to disappear. You don't want to exist. It's a permanent attempt to commit suicide. Even God wants to get rid of God. Out of love. Because for God even, to be God is one God too many, or two gods too many. So from the beginning, God becomes aware he has a tendency to get rid of himself. Imagine. So even the presence, the awareness is already a way of discomfort. The only comfort is what you are, and there is no presence or absence at all. That's the comfort you are. And that never needs any comfort. But the moment you exist, there's a presence. It's the beginning of discomfort. But I sit here and say you cannot escape it. That's the way your life is living itself. You cannot not realize yourself. No way. And to that realization, everything has to happen. All little pain, evil suffering, all of that is absolutely, all that aspects of life has to be there. If you can take one out of it, you could kill life, but you cannot. Because it's only complete with all that absolute aspects of its absolute existence. So you're just living one aspect out of infinite aspects, and every suffering, every motion, every whatever has to be there, because all of that is life living itself in its infinite ways. So what to do? And I'm not here to help anyone. No way. No interfering into. So what to do? But who can take that? No one can take that. What you are has no problem with it, but you as a person cannot take it. Whatever you try, you can never be strong enough to take that. That it will never end. It creates you a problem. You freak out. It will never end, this body, this whatever experiences. As a person, I'm impossible to bear. Impossible. Whoever tries to bear it will crack. Psychologically, that's why the hospitals, whatever, are full of it. Enlightened people who see it, there's no way out, and then you cannot take enlightenment. So if there's one left after that accident, it makes you crazy. It's impossible to bear. So that's why take it easy and let step by step, and don't rape yourself, I would say. Let it just be in the flow and let it happen. If it happens, then just relax. If it happens, it will happen. If not, okay, then whenever. Well, if not at all, it's all okay. But this raping oneself and sitting and trying really hard and like being reborn and things. So if I give advice, I say, take it easy. Take it easy to yourself. Love yourself gentle. Be gentle to what you are. Don't try to rape yourself. This is not different from what you are. Be gentle to yourself. But if you cannot, you have to be pushy. You know that. But be gently pushy.
Oh, Carl, you become very sweet and mellow.
Watch out.
From the old days.
No, gentle means for me like if you even get raped by circumstances. See, it is what you are raping itself. This is a gentle rape. Even if you cannot help it, like you cannot avoid it. It really gives you a circumstance which really is painful and claustrophobic and paranoid and something. This is all given by yourself. You are the rapist, the raping, and what is raped. So even that rape becomes gentle because you are embraced by yourself. It's an embracement of what you are, and it's struggling you, and it's but it's what you are. This is, you cannot escape. So even a rape-like thing becomes a love action. It's a loving, but love sometimes is rude. You're very rude to yourself. Absolutely. And no one can be as rude as you to yourself. No one else. Because there is no other else. So all that is done by yourself, to yourself. So in that sense you are the absolute doer and the absolute doing and the absolute done. So what needs to be done? Gene done. Gene was done. So maybe you have to aim to lose that the idea that gentle is something different from something else. Gentle, you are that gentle life who is always gentle to itself. Very loving. Sometimes you cannot see it, but even war is out of love. Even rape, pedophile, whatever. The worst cases, it's all life living out of love, love living itself in whatever way. It's hard for a person, it's impossible if you see a child and then pedophile and think all that imagining it, you cannot. But from that, if you see it from there is nothing to forgive to anyone. There is no criminal, there is not even a Trump or anyone. There's just life living in whatever, and even life has no will to change it. There is no power to change it even. Life cannot decide how to live itself. So, what to do? So in that sense, I don't even need to accept anything, because what I said to accept. Acceptance is not even needed. But normally a person is always judgmental. Judging himself, judging. Permanently judging what he has done, what others have done, how it should be. Enlightened one has to behave like this, and the one realized, awakened one should not do that, and blah, blah, blah. Always making this role models and idols around, and then you can never live up to that, and then you suffer by, I cannot do it, poor me, and thing, and this is a fake one, this is not a fake one, this is right, this is wrong. That's called personal life, and even that you cannot change. I'm as judgmental as anyone. If I drive, I could kill everyone on the road. fuck, cursing, damn driver. And you're the only one who drives right. The other one's all wrong. But 1 second later, what to do? So enjoy yourself. And I always say enjoy yourself, even in being sad. Come on, there is a joy of sadness, there's a joy of joy, there's whatever. There is only the joy of life living itself in whatever. And enjoy being quiet and enjoy being dancing, not dancing. Enjoy aging, it's hard. Aging is very a test. Can you be jolly and happy when you are 75, 67? But it can happen. So what to do? So I have no, I would never ask you to, why wake up now in my presence, blah, 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 and if you don't wake up in my presence, you're a failure, blah, blah, blah. No? I know people who do that. If you cannot. No, I see, I'm surrounded by myself, which is an absolute failure. No, I'm looking at myself, it's the absolute failure everywhere. Failing, failing, failing. No one can ever escape. And I always see failures around, absolute failures. So I don't need any successor. No one wants to be a successor of this guy anyway. It sucks to be a successor. Really sucking. Yeah, good. Some other questions? There's always, I talk like that and then I ask for questions, huh?
Aging's a high price to pay for maturity.
If you want to be wise?
Well, it'd be helpful, I always thought,
If you go to talk with old people, you know old age doesn't mean anything. There is no wisdom in any age.
Not even in your teeth.
No, the wise teeth, if they're gone, they are not. It's like the proof that experiences don't, never anyone learned anything. There is no learning in anything. The old guys, they should be really wise and have learned something out of life and think, wisdom of old age. Go to an elderly home. They're like cocks and chicken running after each other like hell. It's true. There's more sex in elderly homes now than
Somebody's getting
in
caught.
any wedding.
It's very sad.
It's good. There's hope. There's hope. So if you miss it now, there's always time later. There's a will, there's a way.
Is that true? There's sex.
Maybe there's a... And they have nothing to lose anymore. They don't care about if there's some more there or hanging or something. When you're around 50, then you have a problem with not looking good or something, but after 70 or 80, oh, hanging, yeah. If the men hang up, they're both hanging. Hang on.
That first-hand experience.
That every man has a first-hand experience. A woman too, maybe. That's where it comes from, maybe, first-hand experience.
I should have put on.
I like English, I like sometimes. But we say the same in German. So, yeah, what to do? Cannot even control your hand when it ends. Like you fall asleep and you wake up with the hand. And then you want to control existence. Cannot even control your hands. Hands up.
My control very good.
Very good. That they invented these bells for men too. An armor around. Yeah. Suffering is... I could sit here and make some therapy and look at the sufferer, inquire into the sufferer, if the sufferer is really real, if the sufferer is permanent or impermanent. I'm too lazy for that. You want me to do that? I can do anything, but I'm not in, it's not my field, I think. No? Otherwise it becomes therapy again. And then it seems like you have hope. If I understand the nature of the sufferer and the suffering, then I can end suffering. Yeah, try. I think many of you went to all the therapy, all the seminars, and tried all the ways, and you failed. So I'm always talking to always leftovers who tried everything. They went to Osho, they went to all the places and dynamic thing and non-dynamic and fuck whatever moves or whatever. It doesn't work.
It was fun.
Yeah, I know. Close your eyes and go on. Huh? It was fun. Yeah, I remember Mahadevi. That was fun.
Well, it's better than waiting until 85 in the old home.
Why? I tell you this, they have movies or videos about all that, they have more, whatever, ecstatic feelings about what they do now than as ever before. More fun and more simple, more gentle and thing and very intimate, much more intimate than any was happened before. All that fucking bullshit, like a rambok, was nothing against that. Little gentle intimacy, the thing is. They are much more gone together than you ever before with all the Osho.
So now I got something to look forward to.
Yeah. Watch out.
Thanks for the hope.
No, just to compare that, like that, it never ends. It's just like for every age there's something. But the quantity of sex is really bullshit.
You're watching.
What?
You're looking into the future.
Me?
Yeah. Are you looking at any good homes?
Good homes?
Homes. Old folks' homes.
No.
You don't have any recommendations.
I looked at my hand and the palm readers told me there will no body problems. You can live till 95 and no problem. They said with 65 there was a little hernia and problem and from that on nothing. It was really 25 years ago. They taught me everything. So now I can just whatever. I'm not looking for a home. I'm looking for houses around the world. Every day. I'm traveling by internet looking for houses everywhere. The moment I'm looking at the house, I'm already there. And then I think, okay, I was already there, next one. So I'm not looking for a permanent home or something, or to rest somewhere, like for the rest of my life bullshit. I could change every day another house. But girlfriend is too much work. I packed and unpacked so much the last years. Wow. In India, everyone is moving sometimes a lot. Huh? When you're clever, you don't have so much to move, but no one is clever enough. Just one suitcase? No. The collector inside collecting.
More shoes than a woman.
Yeah.
I have many shoes.
What about your art? Have you been doing any?
Yeah, last year I painted here in Tiru.
Did you?
Yeah.
But you're not showing.
No, on the internet there was some I showed.
Oh. And did you move everything from Mallorca to Germany?
Yeah.
You still have all your canvases and...
Yeah. And I got my hernia from it.
Well, that was worthwhile.
From not asking friends to help me. I'm stupid. I never learn. I never ask friends for help. I'm too stingy to pay people.
Are you selling any? Are you selling any?
I sold.
Yeah.
He bought some.
That's right.
There's some. No, in Germany I sold some.
Are you exhibiting at all
No.
these days? No,
No,
not in New
no
York?
need, no need anymore. They come. And so, no, money is not a problem, and I'm not whatever. Not depending on attention that people like my paintings. That's fun. Years ago it was different. When I started, especially if you want to make good art, you have the most suffering, pain in the brain. Never become an artist, that's the worst. If you become an artist, become a designer and whatever, make fun, but never try to make good art, or real art. Whoa. Hell. Worse than any self-inquiry. That's why they make so many self-portraits and things, all this famous thing. They want to find the inner soul in it, and the pain. They could not find it. Yeah, questions?
How do you know that there's no birth?
What?
How do you know that there's no birth?
No what?
No birth.
No birth, but
No birth.
how do you know that you have no birth?
No, there's no birth.
No birth, no death.
Yeah. Good question. I think everyone knows that. If there really would be life being born, then life could die. Or not? So then life, why does it continue when there really would be dead? Because there would be birth. Then life would be born and would die. But look, life is living and living and living, never ends, eternally. It's the easiest to see that there's nothing born, because life cannot be born, because whatever is born then should live forever. Because life is eternally. So whatever can die is not born. It's just some form, transforming or something. So in that sense, nothing is ever born. It's just transforming energy. But the energy who brings your body will transform into something else. So there is no, energy is not born when this body pops up. That's the easiest. You can have scientists or quantum physics or something. That is the easiest thing to understand and to see. So in that
What
sense,
is evolution in this mix?
evolution. It's an evil idea. It's an evolution. There is no evolution. Consciousness has no evolution. Consciousness is complete and perfect now. It never needs any evolution. Only personal ideas of evolution and whatever. That is that makes you think you can transform into something higher and higher and higher. Then you're that's painful. That's called suffering, because you're never sufficient. If you see consciousness here now, life is complete and perfect as it is. There is no evolution needed for anything. But the idea of evolution is evil. That's the devil's idea, that you have to evolve to something higher, to a higher spirit, like the super consciousness, tralala, awareness or something. That is coming from the devil, me. That's called hell. That is hallelujah. So the idea of being born is already hell. The birth idea, then rebirth, and all what comes from it, and all whatever, can only happen in hell. So only the devil keeps hell alive by believing that something is born, and you believe in it.
There is growth, there's evolving. You were a baby once, where you evolved.
A what?
You were a baby once, and you evolved.
I was never a baby. I was born like that. My mother nearly died when she gave birth to me, because I already was very big. Because I didn't want to come. 5 kilo or something, and 58 centimeter. Quite something.
God is always not just another narrative.
Another one?
Another narrative.
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 Story.
Yeah.
You have.
Yeah, who else is a... If God has so much time, he tells himself so many stories. And he believes himself sometimes. That's his problem. He is the absolute liar and lying permanently to him, and sometimes he believes in his own lies. That's why you're believing that you are born and you are Indian or something. You believe in your own lies. Then you rely on your belief system. So the liar believes in his own lie, and then it becomes personal. And then he takes it even personal, his lies. Then he wants to find truth. It's another lie. Then rely on truth. He tells, oh, there must be truth. If all is lies, there must be truth. So another lie comes up. Earnestly. And then he wants to be earnest. Another lie. As if he could ever be earnest. An earnest lie is as lie as non-earnest lie. Earnestly. No, I tell you, you're the absolute liar. You cannot not lie. Whatever you pronounce is a lie. The pronouncer is a lie. The creator is a lie. Pronouncing is a lie. Whatever can be pronounced is a lie. But that what is the heart of all that can never be pronounced. That's the beauty of what you are. You call it heart, but the heart would never call itself heart. Yourself never has an idea of self. The idea of self only pops up when this Trinity is there. The Trinity of the devil, me, and I. I, me, and the devil, or whatever. So the liar is the first awareness lie. The awareness I, the liar starts. Then lying, I amness, and then comes this world coming all of it. Huh? So what to do with it? And sometimes you understand there is no birth, but it doesn't mean anything. It's just another idea. Birth or no birth. The question is, who cares? If that is right or not. Who needs right and wrong? Who needs to know if it's true? That's the question. Who am I who needs to... Always pointing to that. Is there really that what you are needing to know what is right? Or what is true? There is no one to find. There is no self for what you are. So what about this self lie? Even the self is a lie. Imagine. So what to do? And then birth comes much later. So it all pops up from the first lie, the first liar, awareness liar, the super consciousness liar. Being conscious, being aware. There has to be one who is aware. There's an awareness. That's the root of all, but you cannot stop it. If you could, you would just never become aware. You never would wake up, but you cannot. So you have to be what you are in spite of the presence or absence of anything. So knowing that there's no birth won't help. Not knowing doesn't help, knowing doesn't help, no help can be found. Yeah. You don't even have to surrender, imagine. Because I've met many eyes, I surrendered. If you listen to it, I surrendered. What? What was yours in the first hand? What was yours in the first place? What is yours to surrender to who? So even surrendering becomes a joke. What is not owned by life already? What is yours anyway? What can you surrender? You just becomes an arrogant idea of me. I surrender something. Oh. But why you surrender? You surrender because you want to have an advantage from it. I surrender and then I feel better. So even surrendering becomes a business. A surrendering business. Wow. I'm a surrenderer. I'm for rent. I surrendered all my life to God. And God doesn't want it. Because you already have you anyway. He owns you totally before. He doesn't need your surrendering. What? I gave up everything. Another one dies, bites the dust. I like that sound. They want to make sure he never comes back. Chase him away. Don't come back. We have enough of you. Thanks God you're dead. That's the biggest party is the funerals, huh? Oh, yeah. Brum, brum, brum. Okay. So, where was I? So, you remember Shambhu died yesterday?
Yes, we did.
He was here last year too.
Yeah, I read it on Facebook that he actually passed away. Shambhu.
Great Shambhu, huh?
Shiva died.
Great Shambhu.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yesterday. We talked about in the morning about
Oh,
him.
really? Wow. Of what he died from?
Corona. It will be on his birth certificate, Corona. COVID-19. He was tested positive, but he died by cancer. He was already, but Corona was on top of it. But now it will be by Corona.
Was that in Australia then, or where?
In Portugal he was.
In Portugal? Was he with the satsang then?
No one can, if you have Corona, you are, it was a blessing. No one could visit him, not his kids, not his ex-wife, not Muk, daughter of Papaji, no one could
He was
come.
very young, Carl.
No, he was my age maybe.
I'm 70, that's young.
Maybe 66, 68, I don't know. 67? 70s. 70 maybe. Very young. Yeah, but as older one gets. Very young. No, last week I talked to him, but he was ready. He was enjoying going to the Parabrahman was already.
You sent him on his way, Carl.
I sent everyone on his way. You're here for that. This is a departure lounge. You just wait for departure, but no departure in departure. You have a ticket, but the plane will not go. The pilot is too lazy. No departing in departing. No, it was very nice.
They weren't together anymore, were they? Was
No.
he with someone then?
He? No.
Yeah, he had been alone for a while.
He used to call him his teacher.
Oh, yeah, right. Wow.
But he was prepared by some years of cancer, so he knew a long time.
Really?
He tried many things, but nothing worked. Okay. So, is there hope? Hope for cancer? Someone even that saying, "Oh, I got cancer too. I want to go too. Where can I get it?" Crazy. The crazy mind is so crazy.
Isn't it? Yeah.
It's a madhouse, permanent madhouse. Why am I not sick? Why can I not be sick? I want to go too. I'm fucking healthy. Yeah, secretly one speaks to himself like that, not openly. Yeah, be honest. when it's really not so nice, or some, oh, why not me? Why is he dead? Why not me? I want to die too. So, yeah, anyway, anybody on this point now? Since Corona time.